Hi everyone. Welcome to the August garden tour. It's going to be a little bit different of a garden tour this month. We've got a few areas that we're going to be developing, want to get your input on, and also show you some of the highs and the lows of the summer. One of the highs has definitely been the flowers this year. Take a look at this salvia. All the bees are buzzing around, bringing in the pollinators like crazy. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 bees buzzing around on here. I always love seeing it because it means that plenty of bees are coming into the garden and pollinating my vegetables. So definitely one of the highlights for me. Another huge highlight has been the dahlias. Absolutely loving how they're looking this year. And I planted a whole bunch of dinner plate dahlias. There's one right here. I kind of designed this meandering path to be a dahlia meandering path. So we've got tons of them here. And I always love just walking down the pathway here and admiring their beauty, and definitely one of my favorite parts of the summer garden.
Yeah, they are really pretty, and they just add this sense of peace and beauty to just walking through the garden.
They really do, and I'm already looking at dahlias for next year. I think I'm going to do all dinner plates. I got to show you this one right here, Jerry, if you want to come around. I got to show you this one right here. I think the bloom is easily 6 inches across.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Every day I come out here and I find something new. Now it's really, really important that if you're growing dahlias, you do deadhead them. So what you want to do when the stems and the flowers start looking a little bit brown underneath and the petals kind of start to drop, great time to deadhead them because you can still bring them into the house for cut flowers. In fact, this one, the stem actually just broke, so it's good timing. But you want to follow the stem all the way down to the next leaf node and then cut it or break it off, and it's a beautiful cut flower in the house. Now you can see the passion fruit is growing like crazy. They're just starting to get ripe. Tons of passion fruit there, so we'll be making some passion fruit juice very soon. But I want to get the disappointment of the summer out of the way right up front.
Yeah.
So big disappointment for me this summer has been the tomatoes. I'm not going to lie, super disappointed in my tomato crop this year. Not too sure what happened, but I've only gotten a handful of full-size tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't even see any.
It's crazy. I know the blooms come and then go, probably due to the heat, although they've been covered with shade cloth. My theory on what happened is, got them planted in, I don't know, April or May out here, and then we had some really cold weather.
Yeah.
So I think it really stunted the early seedlings. They finally took off in July. August, we've had a lot of heat. Fingers crossed though, it's just gonna be a late crop. September and October, we still get plenty of hot weather. So really hoping for that. The cherry tomatoes, on the other hand, have been doing really well. Gotten plenty of tiny Tims. And these golden nugget tomatoes, this was from the July subscription box, are really putting on a great crop here. So those should be ripening up probably within the next month or so. And by the way, the September Grow Your Groceries with CaliKim subscription box is now available. It's a great theme, fun fall greens that will thrive in cooler fall temperatures. Grab it over at CaliKimGardenHome.com for $9 off with the code FUNFALLGREENS. Lots of fun surprises in there. So let's head on up to the blackberries. We have had some problems with the blackberries. It is really getting eaten by bugs. Pretty sure it's Japanese beetles. Those things are dive bombing us every single day. They're super aggressive, and something is just absolutely chowing down on all the leaves. So I gotta get in here and spray. And also little squirrels we've seen them literally picking the blackberries, putting them in their mouths, and just taunting us up on the deck as we look out the window.
We did get a chance to have some though.
We did. We've got
a
couple of harvests, and there's definitely some more in here. But what we're thinking of with the blackberries is, a lot of you might have seen our phase 1 deck remodel video. Phase 2 is coming in the fall. We're going to be pushing out this center section of the deck. So we need to find a good spot to transplant the blackberries after they go dormant. So I need some input from you all. We've got a couple of spots we're thinking of, so let me go show you what those are. Potential spot number 1 is the hill area here to the left of the deck. Now our thought is remove the purple fountain grass, and then once the blackberries go dormant, they're just little sticks. They're going to be so much easier to transplant them here along the hill, and potentially to install a cattle panel trellis, a couple of them down the hill, so to keep the blackberries contained. They have something to climb on. The only problem is though, during the winter, when they're dormant and just little sticks, we'll have these cattle panels with nothing on them, and I'm not too thrilled about that.
Yeah.
Also, the area does get really hot here, lots of sun in the afternoon, so it might be just a little bit too much for the blackberries. So let me know what you think. Now let's go take a look at potential spot number 2. So this spot is all the way over by the magnolia tree up against the fence here. And it also definitely has its pros and cons, as everything does, right? Now this spot over here, this raised bed, has been kind of empty, been growing some wildflowers in it. But the only problem with this spot is it does get just a few hours of morning sun, but that's it. The magnolia tree pretty much shades out this garden bed for the entire day. That's one reason why I haven't grown anything in here this summer, because nothing will grow. So I'm a little bit hesitant to move the blackberries into this spot because it only get 2 to 3 hours of sunlight and they may not produce. So let me know what you think. I would love to get your input. Or watching our videos, if you've seen any other spot in the garden that you think might be good, let us know. Well, come on over to the fountain and I'll show you what's going on.
Wait, Kim, you know what? Since we're here, why don't we just talk about the Smart Pots deck?
We are way underutilizing this space this summer for sure.
And you can also see that this deck is sagging. The joists have separated from the deck up top, so it's time to do some reinforcing. But I also want to do something different, something tangible that you maybe walk through and can sit on the deck. I'd love to hear people's thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't used a whole lot because whenever I walk on it, I'm afraid I'm going to fall through because it's sagging so much. So I'm kind of thinking maybe a she shed on half of it, deck area like Jerry's talking about in a creative way on the other half. So definitely let us know what you think. One of my favorite things about the August garden, besides the dahlias, has been the sunflowers. Now these sunflowers are crazy tall. I'm going to say they're maybe 10 or 12 feet tall.
They are.
And the biggest issue has been they're so big, they're falling over. So I've been constantly, excuse me, Mac. I've been constantly tying them up, but I got to get out here with some really thick twine or something and shore them up even more because, as you can tell, they're leaning forward. But I cannot tell you all, in the evenings when we're sitting up on the deck and the sun starts to hit the sunflowers and during golden hour, it is so pretty. You can see the bees, the birds, the butterflies, and we've really been enjoying those summer evenings. They're just so relaxing and unbelievably beautiful.
It is very beautiful to look at. They are getting huge.
They are. I've even trimmed them back some. So we'll definitely be shoring them up real soon. So if you have any great ideas for that, also let us know. Another little project we've been working on is filling in the grass with clover. Now clover is very drought tolerant. We'll keep our grass green all winter here in Southern California. It grows quickly. I've been spreading clover seeds all summer long and seeing little bits of clover pop up, but especially this area in here, which is always just dirt and really ugly, nothing was growing until we had the hurricane. So that 3.5 inches of rain we got during the hurricane, I spread some clover down actually in the middle of the rainstorm, and all the clover just immediately, like within a few days, started popping up.
It did come up really quickly, and that really got me excited about it.
So I told you about my disappointing crop this summer. One of the crops we've been thrilled with have been the cucumbers. The diva cucumbers have been like magic this year, and they're kind of starting to die out here on this trellis, but I think we harvested probably 20 cucumbers over the weekend.
Easily.
Look at all these cucumbers that are still here with more little babies coming on, so a lot more back here. So we'll be picking more of these this weekend. It was really fun because when we went out to a restaurant the other night, we were meeting some friends. We literally brought a whole big basket of cucumbers and we were passing them out to people at the restaurant, our friends and other people there. It was really fun to be able to share the garden joy. So with cucumbers, this crop's kind of reaching the end of its life, but the thing is, they grow so fast that if you live in a southern zone, where it's a frost-free area, come on over here and I'll show you. You can still grow some from seed. So I've got a whole bunch of fresh varieties planted here in Little Shorty. Look at the difference. The old plants I just showed you dying off, these are fresh new plants. I'm not fighting with them for disease or dried leaves. We've got the dark Armenians and the diva cucumbers, which were both in one of our subscription boxes. Beautiful fresh looking plants, lots of flowers starting to climb up over this trellis here in Little Shorty, and we'll probably, with a little bit of luck, be harvesting cucumbers through November just with planting new plants. So if you need cucumber seeds, you can grab the cucumber seed collection, or the late summer garden seed collection is a really good one. 50% off all seed collections right now with the end of summer clearance sale for Labor Day weekend.
That's awesome.
Use the code end of summer over at CaliKimGardenHome.com. Stock up with your fall garden seed collection or your late summer or any of my seed collections. I know it was a little bit different of a garden tour this month. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us. We're going to wrap it up here
Wait.
by this.
Kim, I just thought of this. This is off script, I realize, but let me throw one more thing in here real quick.
Go for it.
Actually, I'm just kind of ready to see a change here as well. This was our fire pit area. I don't even think we lit it once this past year.
No, we didn't.
So I kind of wonder if it's time for me to just give this up and turn this real estate over to Kim.
Ooh, I like that.
So what do y'all think?
And also can't wait to hear all your ideas about all the other issues we talked about this year and hearing the highs and lows of your garden. So make sure you leave a comment below. We'll read them all and answer whatever we can. And while you're at it, don't forget to head over to CaliKimGardenHome.com. Some really good sales going on for Labor Day weekend. 50% off seeds with end of summer code. And with the subscription box, September Fun Fall Greens, $9 off your first box with the code Fun Fall Greens. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next video.